One of the most disappointing features about the Nintendo Switch 2 is the fact that the stock dock is pretty much all that it works with right out of the box, until now. Now, we did recently post our video of this here. This is the CWQ dock for the Switch 2. Make sure you check out our review. I'll have linked for you up above. And this is okay, but it's cheap, and it doesn't offer a whole lot of features, but it's cheap. Well, AVerMedia has had this here for quite some time. This is the Premium Go Series GC515W X'TRA Go. And it's an all-in-one dock that'll work with originally it was for the Switch OLED, Steamdeck, the ROG Ally, things like that. Now, when the Switch 2 came out, I tried this. Didn't work. I reached out to my contact over at AVerMedia, let them know, hey, I got one, I tried it, doesn't work. In less than 3 weeks, they've updated the firmware for this so that it will work moving forward. Let's take you through the steps, show you, basically give you an overview on this, what this is, what this does, how it works and everything, walk you through the upgrade process, and capture some footage. Nice thing about this too, not only will this capture to a PC or your Mac, it also has a built-in microSD card slot, so you can record right on here. Let's go ahead, let's get started. Let's give you a quick overview of the X'TRA Go if you're not familiar with it. So this is designed to be compatible with the original Nintendo Switch, the Switch OLED, Steam Deck, the ROG Ally, things like that. It has a channel here for your system to sit in, and then on the back you have a USB-C port to connect to your system, USB-C for power, an HDMI output, 2 USB 3.0 ports, a USB-C port to connect to your computer for streaming or capture. And then it does have this switch here, and basically what it does is toggles you between streaming and capturing, and that switch there means you can actually record directly on this unit. That is one of the things I absolutely love, because with this I don't have to worry about lag, delay, or anything like that on my computer. It streamlines everything for me so much more. I am super in love with this. It makes me very happy, and this can actually capture 4K. Which a lot of the other capture cards just can't do. So before we go ahead and we use this with the Switch 2, and I have tried the Switch 2 with this, does not work. We've got to do a firmware update on it. Let's go ahead and do that now. So here on the AVerMedia website, as you can see, they are ready for the Nintendo Switch 2, and I'm glad I didn't have a whole lot to do with it, more of like, hey, just so you guys know, this stuff isn't working. My contact there, Chris, super cool to work with. Thank you, Chris, for everything that you do to help support the channel. So yes, the X'TRA Go will work with it. The Elite Go, the Core Go, Let Us Go down below. Too many rhymes. So fully supported, the Streamline Mini, the Ultra 2.1, Ultra S 553 Pro, I think that is. So like I've got one of their capture devices here. You can barely see it, but there it is. I don't want to pull stuff off my desk because it would be kind of a pain to clean up. The X'TRA Go GC515, which is this guy here. And then the 313 Pro and the 313, which are these guys here. And basically they are working on making these fully compatible. All you need to do is download the firmware update, which we are going to do right here. And it walks you through this. So for this particular device, this is the X'TRA Go GC515. We're going to download that guy. I am on a PC. Please follow the step to update the firmware. Connect to your PC using a USB-C to A cable, which we will connect that right meow. And then plug into this guy here. It doesn't say which one it says to use. I'm going to use the USB-C PC port. So that guy right there. And now let's open up the firmware. There is a newer version we recommend updating to latest. So current is 1.0.0.3. The update version is 1.0.1.16. Please plug your power supply into the PD power port. I need to do that. And then avoid connecting any devices to the source during the update. It may take longer, possibly over 15 minutes. Thanks for your patience. All right, so I now have it connected to USB-C PD for power. Continue. Update takes about 7 minutes. Do not remove the USB-C cable while updating. Do not use any application that will occupy the device, as it may cause update failure. Begin update. Do not remove the device. I'm not going to. All right, very cool. We are up to date now. Current version 1.0.1.16. So let's go ahead and we are going to connect this to our Switch 2. And so hopefully you can see it back there behind me. I do have the Switch 2 dock up on the X'TRA Go. Here is the one that I recently tested. And as you can see, we're recording. That's amazing. Absolutely love the fact that this is now working. I love the concept of this. Oh, there's a new update, so we'll down that while we talk real quick. I love the concept of this dock because it's an all-in-one solution. It'll let you stream. It'll work as just a standalone dock in and of itself. Now, the one thing you will want to do with this is you do want to use the OEM power supply from Nintendo. Don't use a third-party power supply. Stick with what Nintendo sent. That way you're guaranteed that you're not going to have, or not guaranteed, but as close to guaranteed that you're not going to have any issues when it comes to like bricking your system. We're going to play just a little bit of this, and then we're going to switch it up so that you can see what I'm going to do with that. I'm going to record directly on the device because that's one of the things I love about that. And I'll try to sync that up afterwards in the editing, which is more of a pain, but it's nice because I get a pure capture and I don't have to worry about any issues, lag, delay, latency with my computer that may impact negatively what you see in gameplay footage. Like right now, what I'm seeing on my monitor is a heck of a lot better than what I'm seeing in OBS for recording. And in fact, that reminds me, I'm going to turn off my preview so that way it will do a little bit better for you folks out there. So we're going to go to Grand Prix real quick. Now, to record onto the dock itself, you are going to need a micro SD card to go ahead and do that. I've got a couple different ones here that I use myself. I'm going to probably throw in a 256 gig card just to make sure I've got plenty of room and see how it captures. But this so far, we're going to just capture and see how it plays. Now, I've heard an interesting rumor lately that if you want to do better at Mario Kart World, don't do the dash at the start. That the NPCs basically base how they drive based on how you drive. So if you show off more skill, they're going to show off more skill, and it's going to be a harder curve to beat them. At least out of the gate. We've got a good start here. Colors look good too. I don't think it looks as washed out as that other dock that we had tested. Now, one thing of note, like that other dock that we tested from CWQ, there is no integrated fan into this. So you'll want to play this in an area where you have cooling airflow going around the back of the system and the dock. I know a lot of people brought that up in that review. I think the issue is more about keeping the dock cool than keeping the system cool, and I have not run into any issues as of yet. But Cow and Little Dumpy are working quite well, and I mean, I'm not feeling any lag or latency. We're going to go ahead and we're going to switch up, and we're going to capture now on the dock itself with a micro SD card and see how that goes. So now I've got it recording straight to the dock itself. The LED on the front of it is flashing. We're going to see if this records properly because I can't quite tell. And again, I'm just doing pass-through here now, basically. No recording. I mean, and again, if you just handed me a controller and told me to play, I wouldn't be able to tell that there was any capture or anything like that going on, which is, you know, a great thing. That's what you want. And the beautiful thing, too, if you're not connected to a TV, you can actually record as well. So if you want to just grab your device and record that way, you can do so. And again, while this firmware is focusing on, you know, updated compatibility for the Switch and the Switch 2, it'll still work with like the Steamdeck, the ROG Ally devices along those lines. There is, well, I use OBS. There is a plug-in, and then they actually have their own capture software as well. I've used it a little bit. I'm just a little bit more familiar with OBS, and for me, Familiarity and ease of use is probably more important than anything. Oh, that sucked. But we are going to at least win by a handsome amount here. I mean, I think it looks pretty good. It played pretty good. So there's our look at the AVerMedia Premium Go Series GC515W X'TRA Go. And I know I've done a YouTube short on it. I meant to do a full review of it earlier than this, but it's live now through this video here. I love the fact that the Switch 2 has been out less than 3 weeks. It didn't work with the Switch 2 to begin with. They went to work and they made it compatible with it. Congratulations, team. Awesome job. Now, they did send this to me a number of months ago for review. They're not checking out this video ahead of time. I did reach out to them when I discovered this did not work with the Switch 2, and they were kind enough to give me the heads up when the firmware for this was out. And again, you know, it's out for these guys too and other capture devices that they have. Now, the one thing I did notice was it captured in 1080p to my SD card. I've got to do some more checking and see if there's something in the settings that I need to tweak or why it wasn't 4K. That is something I am curious about. And it may be something that they still need to tweak on their end firmware-wise. So, but looking at the footage, going through that, capturing directly via micro SD card versus OBS in my PC that I need to update. That looked a lot cleaner, I thought. Even though I dropped it into like my template that I use in OBS, so it kind of had that same look and feel, it still was much crisper, much better looking. Overall, I think that that was a much better solution. Much like this dock here, there's no external cooling on this, so that is something to be aware of. It does have extra USB ports on the back where if you wanted to use a USB powered fan on this, you can do it. You're not going to lose anything. Overall, I think this is a great piece of kit. I think they've done an amazing job. I loved it with my original Switch, and the fact that it now works with the Switch 2, I love it even more. Now, if you do want to check out some of the other videos that we've done talking about AVerMedia equipment, they've been a great friend and supporter here of the channel. I'll have their playlist linked for you right here on screen. They've got so many different things. I'm sure you're going to find something you're going to love.